Welcome to our scam series. Elder Abuse Month is next month in September, so we have Christian Poole here today with us. She's our AVP of Risk Management, and we are going to be talking about sweetheart scams. Christian, who is mostly targeted in a sweetheart scam?
Well, there is a misconception that only people with a lot of money can be targeted, but it's anyone. People who live payday to payday and people who have a good nest egg. And unfortunately, the senior citizens are the ones that are falling victim most at this time. Technology has increased and some of their information is limited, especially on social media. They are trolled and they are picked out as victims.
How do they get online and actually find these victims?
They troll social websites and social media. You've got to be careful and make sure that your information is private, and you want to make sure that your status, which is if you're single, divorced, or widowed, you want to make sure that's private too, because they do look for that.
Once they have their victim picked out, what is one of the first things they ask these victims to do?
Well, it usually turns into a romance, unfortunately, and a lot of times these predators will develop a relationship and a trust with the victims. After they develop this trust, they usually have some incident that causes them to need money, and they will request money in the form of Bitcoin, wires, or direct deposits.
Explain how the victim is eventually trapped. So what happens in the end?
In the end, there's no more money. They will encourage the victims to get loans. They will say that they're making credit card payments when they're making them with bad checks, so that the victim's line of credit or their credit card limit will be increased. And they will also send money to the victims' accounts and ask for them to forward the funds. And a lot of times, those funds that are deposited into the victim's account are also stolen, or the money from another victim.
And one last question, Christian, how can they avoid being a victim?
Watch your relatives, especially your elder relatives. Keep an eye on them, help them, have discussions with them, because their information is limited. They don't go to social media sites like a lot of us do. Warn them about these predators. Keep their information private. A lot of them don't know how to keep their social media sites private. So go over that with them and make sure that their personal information is kept private.
Thank you for being with us today, Christian, and everyone join us again for the next scam series when Christian comes and talks to us about online banking.